The most common question I get these days is, should I buy or should I wait? The answer depends entirely on your situation and whether or not you're a first-time home buyer or if you're somebody that's upsizing or downsizing in the current market. In this video, we're going to go over both, and I'm going to give you some practical examples of what you should be doing now to be prepared for the right opportunity. Let's get into it. First, let's address what you should be doing right now in order to capitalize on opportunities in the event they come. Get a pre-approval and do it before the next rate hike. So the next rate hike is scheduled for the beginning of June. You should get a pre-approval right now because it costs you absolutely nothing, and you're going to have a rate hold for the next 90 to 120 days depending on who the lender is. This costs you nothing. It takes about 1 hour of your time, and it gives you a hedge where you have a pre-approval at an old rate before the next hike. So once we're into June and July, if potentially there's a good deal because prices drop further, and if we're feeling that prices have bottomed out in some areas, you will have the old rate locked in rather than having to get pre-approved at the new higher rates where you're going to be paying more for your mortgage. Get this out of the way, have it ready in the event an opportunity pops up. There's absolutely no reason not to have a pre-approval handy as you're sitting on the sidelines and waiting. Now, let's talk about whether you should buy or if you should wait. This is a very simple question with a very complicated answer. There is no one catch-all answer. So I'm going to start first with the people that currently have properties and are looking to downsize or upgrade. When it comes to those of you who have a property to sell and you're looking to upgrade or downsize, the answer, if you should wait or if you should buy now, is a little bit more straightforward. And what do I mean by that? Whether you're buying or selling in a down market or an up market, it really doesn't matter that much because all you're looking at is the spread between your property now and the one you're buying. Naturally, you have a hedge, and a hedge basically de-risks your downside as you're making this move. As long as you transact on both properties in a fairly timely manner, it shouldn't make a difference. Now, on one hand, if you're buying an overinflated property, you're getting an overinflated price for your property, so therefore the spread should more or less be the same. If you're selling in a down market, where you don't get much for your property, chances are you're going to be getting a discount on the property you're buying as well. So therefore, you have this natural hedge where realistically, the amount that your mortgage increases should be relatively the same. Now, obviously, it really depends on how big of a jump you're making. Are you going from a condo to a townhouse where the spread is maybe 200-300K, or are you going from a condo to a luxury property where the spread is much bigger? Then this theory doesn't work. But most people usually go through the regular steps. They'll go from a condo to a townhouse or from a townhouse to a detached, where this theory works. Another consideration to make is right now, as the market has shifted, one thing has come available to buyers that currently have homes to sell. It's called a sold conditional with an escape clause. This is a clause that has not been available or even considered by anyone in the market for the last few years. Now that the market is softening, this clause is coming back. To purchase this home is conditional on you selling your property within a certain amount of time. This gives you the ability to purchase a property, have it locked up, then put your house in the market, see if it sells for the price you want, and if it doesn't, you can walk away. By the way, if you like the content of this video and the delivery, please like and subscribe. This gives me the direct feedback I need to know what kind of videos I should be making for the future. Now let's get into first-time home buyers and whether you should wait or if you should buy. This is a lot more complicated and nuanced, but I'll give it my best. At least I'll give you a framework that you should consider when coming up with a decision whether or not you should act. A lot of times this question is asked in a vacuum, meaning should I wait or should I buy? And it has no consideration of your life situation. And this is what I find with clients. Usually their life situation will dictate whether or not they should wait or they should buy. For example, if you're expecting a kid and you live in a bachelor condo, well, time is of the essence, so you likely will have to make a move. This is why I want to preface this answer that I'm just giving you a framework, but realistically it comes down to your life situation, and this is something you can lean on your realtor. You can even text me and call me, ask me what you should be doing. But again, you need to be objective in terms of what your life circumstances are, rather than just focusing whether or not this is a good or bad time, because one supersedes the other. Life situations aside, assuming all things being equal, right now, if I was a first-time home buyer, I would likely wait. What you should be waiting for? Well, right now, interest rates are going up. Inflation is still high. What I would be looking for personally right now is, when is the government going to get a hold of inflation? Over the summer, we're going to have a better idea whether or not we're in a recession, and we're going to have a better idea whether or not inflation is under control. Why is this important? This will indicate whether or not interest rates are going to stop increasing, and that is going to be the main factor that's going to put a floor on house price drops in the GTA. Currently, interest rates are the only thing that matter. Yes, inflation, yes, recession, all that other good stuff is important, but interest rates will dictate the price floor, and that is what I would be waiting for right now. I'm going to speak from my experience in the past when I bought my first property, how I thought about it. Number one, where are you in your career and in your earning potential? If you think you're going to make a lot more money because you just got out of school, you're 5 years into your career, and you have a lot more money to make in the future, in that case, timing the market is probably not that relevant for you. As long as you're holding a property for the next 5+ years, at this point, it should be just all about the property and whether or not it will serve you well. So whether or not you buy now, 6 months from now, 18 months from now, I mean, we don't know where the market's going to go, but I wouldn't be as concerned with trying to time the market. I would be more focused on getting a property that will serve your needs. If you're a first-time home buyer with a fixed income or potentially an income that is not going to increase much further, or if you're a first-time home buyer where the properties you're considering right now are short-term, then likely I would hold off and I would just wait. There's too much downside risk, and you're going to be taking too much of a gamble to act on something if you're not prepared to stay there for at least 5 years. As you can tell, there are a lot of things to consider. I hope you found this useful. I would love it if you share in the comments below what would you consider right now the right move to do if you're a first-time home buyer or if you're somebody with selling a property. I'd be interested to hear your opinions. Please post below. If you have any real estate questions or you want to run a decision by me, feel free to text or call me. I'll always answer. I love chatting real estate. And until next time, have a good one.